Hi, I'm Barry Olney from In-Circuit Design. This is an example of the iCD interface to the Altium Designer 14 Layer Stack Manager and Rules dialog. First of all, we'll start with a sample 10-layer board that I've created. This has all the dielectric materials for 5 GHz isola 370HR material. It also has via set up, plated through via, which goes from all the way from the top to the bottom layer. We have a blind via which goes from, or 2 blind vias from layer 1 to 3 and from 8 to 10, and we also have a buried via which goes from 3 to 8. In this stack up we have 3 differential pairs set up for 3 different technologies. The first one is 50 ohm, 100 ohm. This gives you 50 ohms impedance for single-ended and 100 ohms roughly impedance for differential. We also have USB technology, which needs to have around 90 ohms differential impedance on all layers, and we have DDR3, which has to have 40 ohms characteristic impedance and 80 ohms differential impedance. So we'll route these on the internal layers, which we would normally do with high-speed DDR3 signals. So here we have the 3 different technologies on the one substrate, and we're going to export these into Altium Designer. So first of all, we'll export the stack up into the 10-layer sample stack up into the layer stack manager, and we'll save that to our 10-layer example stack up. Then we also need to export the rules, so we take our 10-layer example stack up and we export the rules to Altium Designer. So this gives us a 10-layer example rule file. Okay. Next we go to Altium Designer and we open up a new PCB. We load in the stack up into the layer stack manager, and this gives us our 10-layer board we had before in the Stackup Planner. Then we go to the design rules, and you'll notice here that we only have the standard Altium design rules. So we'll click on import rules, and we need to import the clearances, the trace width, the via styles, and differential routing pairs. And we select the file that we exported before, 10-layer example rule. Here we go. Okay. And you'll notice that the rules have been brought into the Stackup Planner. So we have the clearance rule, we have the trace width rule, we have a plated through via which goes from top to bottom, we have the blind vias, there's 2 of these, which go from layer 1 to 3 and also from 8 to 10, and also the buried via from layer 3 to layer 8. We have the 50 ohm, 100 ohm single-ended differential, and you'll notice that the gap on the outermost microstrip layer is 8 and 4 mm trace width, and as we go to the internal layers the gap increases to 12, so this gives us the 100 ohms. And for the USB we want 90 ohms, so we have 4 trace width gap on the top layer, and we have a 4 trace and 8 clearance on the internal layers. And for the DDR3 we have a 4 mm trace and 8 mm gap on the top, and a 7 mm trace and a 12 mm gap on the internal layers to give us 40 and 80 ohms. So here we've incorporated the 3 different technologies. We've included those in the Stackup Planner. We've also added our isola 370HR 5 GHz material. We've added our blind and buried vias, and we've imported all those into the Altium Designer 14 database. Thank you very much.